Hello YouTube, this is a review of a video by Denise Chavez Goforth about Saturn being tilted on its side. Back on 19th of December she uploaded a video claiming to have confirmed that Saturn and in fact Jupiter had tilted on their sides. So this is a review of her video. We're going to look at some images and see if we can work out what's been going on. I've been away on holiday for 3 weeks and I've been away from my computer and I've had very limited internet access, and I've been away from the tools I normally use to make these videos, so I've had to wait until I come back to make this video. So here we go. Let's take a closer look at Denise's video and her claims and see where we go from there.
Good morning, this is Denise Chavez Goforth, and today is December 19th, 2012 at 10:22 a.m. As you all know, we have all been waiting for confirmation from the observatories with regard to the planets in our solar system and whether or not they have shifted. Well, you all already know what happened with Jupiter. It's completely on its side, and now I have some images from the Bradford robotic telescope that just came into my account just now with regard to Saturn. Let's get right on over to those images right away. There it is. It's on its side. Saturn is on its side, completely on its side, just like Jupiter. Here's my request. Saturn. And it says flat field image number 8. 8 has been used to enhance and correct the image. There it is. And then
Okay, so we'll stop there and have a look and see if we can figure out what's going on. You heard Denise announce that that Saturn is completely on its side there.
It's on its side.
Okay, so let's have a look and see if we can figure this out. Here is the image that Denise has presented, showing Saturn supposedly on its side. She's looking at this and thinking that this is the side on view. It's sort of right on its edge, side on there. It should be this way, and it's actually this way. Is this what's really going on though? Let's have a look. Now, let's have a look at some images, some screenshots. This is a screenshot of the image that we were just looking at, and I've actually just shown in here the limits of the picture. You can actually see it when you're looking at the picture on YouTube. And what I'm going to do now is go into Starry Night Pro. I'm going to come back to this picture in a minute. This is fairly complex explanation, so bear with me. Here is Saturn on the 19th of December 2012 at the exact time that the image was taken that she has shown on her video. That's 6:42:57. That's UTC time. Now I've set the location of Starry Night to the same location, Tenerife, using the map selector in Starry Night. The other thing that I've done here is I've done a horizontal flip of the image, because when you're looking through a telescope, the image is often laterally inverted. In other words, it's flipped from one side to the other. This is because of the effect of the mirrors in the telescope. So that's the normal view, and that's the flipped view. Okay, what I'm going to do now is you can see Saturn clearly there. I explained in an earlier video that the planets can appear to tilt, including the Moon, Saturn, Jupiter. They can appear to tilt depending on your viewing location, whether you're in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere, also your latitude, and also the position of the planet in the sky. If it is rising in the east, it's going to be orientated one way. If you're looking at it when it's in the midpoint in the sky, it's going to be orientated differently, and as it's setting in the west, it's going to be orientated completely differently to what it was when it was rising in the east. So there are those factors. There are also the factors of the orientation of the camera on the telescope. There is also the mounting of the telescope. So all of these things affect the way that the image will appear. Okay, but anyway, let's get back to these images. Here is Saturn. You can see one of the moon's rear here, and we can see some of the other moons here, but I've only got certain ones labelled, and you'll see why shortly. Now I'm going to zoom out. We're going to get more of the picture here. Okay, what I've got labelled here is the moon Rhea, the moon Titan, the moon Iapetus. We've also got a star labelled here. You can see the number on there, TYC 5571-574-1. We've got another one down here which I've not labelled because I can only label one of the stars at a time in this view. So the other one we can see here is TYC 5571-324-1. Okay, so these are the ones that I want to draw your attention to. This star here, Rhea, Titan, Iapetus, and the star here, TYC 5571-574-1. Let's go back to some of these pictures. We can see in Denise's image that there are what appear to be stars or moons visible. We've got one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. Okay. Now, these are actually the moons and the two stars that we were looking at in the in this image here. I'm going to come back to a still image. Now I'll just try and bring up the labels on these that I've put in. Here we go. Here's the star at the top, TYC 5571-574-1. Here is Rhea, here is Titan, here is Iapetus, and here is the other star, TYC 5571324-1. Now, these views that we're looking at between this one and the one from Starry Night, which is, where did I put it? This one here. Okay, this is a labelled screenshot from Starry Night. You can see that if I jump from this one to this one, they are orientated differently. Okay, so what I've done is I've gone into paint.net, which is like Photoshop, and here is Denise's image. The only thing I've done to this image is to put this white border around which shows the limit of the camera's view. All this black on the outside is not space, it's just desktop background, if you like. It's not part of the picture, but everything on the inside of the white border is part of her picture. That is her cursor, and we can see the objects here, a star, a moon, a moon, a moon, and a star, I believe. We'll see anyway when I show the overlap. So I've got two pictures here. I'm going to bring in the overlap, which I've actually rotated. Okay, now that is the image from Starry Night Pro. You can see the top of the Starry Night interface there with the date on it, December 19th 2012, and so this is a screenshot directly from Starry Night Pro, and as you can see I've rotated it so that we can overlay it. So what I'm going to do now is toggle, so I'm going to switch this on and off and see if they overlay directly over Denise's picture. Here we go. Now you'll need to be watching this video with your video setting to 720p so that you can see it nice and clearly, but I think if you follow each one of the labeled objects, you'll see that they correspond to the objects which are in Denise's picture. So what we're actually seeing here, okay, note the way that in Denise's picture she's saying that this is Saturn edge on but on its side, so she's looking at this as if they're the rings. Okay, but what is actually going on is that Saturn is this way with the rings this way, and it's actually hidden in a whole lot of bleeding of light, if you like. You often see this in the STO or SOHO images of the planets when we look at, or rather the stereo images. You often see when there's a planet going through, you see this the sort of bleeding of the light vertically, and this is the same thing that's happened in this image. These aren't actually the rings of Saturn. The rings are actually this way. Let me toggle back again. Okay, it's pretty small to see here, but the rings are actually this way. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. I don't think I can very easily, unless I can do it this way. Yeah, okay. You can see that the rings are orientated that way, not vertically, when we have them overlapped. Okay, so I think that's well and truly debunked the claims that Saturn has tilted on its side. Saturn is in the morning sky at the moment, and incidentally I did go out with the telescope last night and had a look at Jupiter. I checked in Starry Night first and checked to see the position of the moons and the tilt of the cloud belts that you can see. They look like stripes across the planet. Then I did go out with the telescope and checked. I eyeballed it. It's one of the criticisms that sometimes is made, that when I show screenshots or video from Starry Night Pro, it is a simulation. It's not a real eyeball view of what's going on. But I can tell you that I did go out last night, had a look through the telescope, and Jupiter was exactly as it should be. All the moons were in exactly the right place as shown in Starry Night Pro, and the tilt of the planet was exactly as it should be. Saturn is in the morning sky. I'd need to get up about 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning to have a look. But Jupiter is in the evening sky, so it's a better time to have a look at it. So yes, I think that's well and truly debunked that. Saturn is not on its side. This is nothing more than sort of a overexposed image with some bleeding of light in it. We've identified all of the moons and stars in this object. That's her cursor, of course. So, you know, once again we have somebody announcing to the world that something amazing has happened. As you can see from the title, Nibiru Saturn shifted. Zeta Talk is correct. So you've got these armchair experts who are confirming things that haven't actually happened. I copped some flack from people like Tree of Might, Dark Sky Watcher 74. Your video is up next, buddy. I look forward to that one. Thank you for watching. And as usual, check out my Facebook discussion page, Voices of Reason to Explain X. I'll put a link for you in the description area. Thank you for watching.